I've never been the biggest fan of Hitman games. The first one I played was Hitman Blood Money and it had its charm for sure, but I got bored of it eventually, and every other Hitman game I've played just never felt right for me. Doing missions with predetermined targets and some scripted events of how you can assassinate them was fun, but always seemed limiting. Like, you have all those big maps with so many NPCs, but replaying missions was just very repetitive despite that. So now we are in the modern age. IO Interactive makes a reboot of the Hitman series and people like those games a lot, reviews are positive, and of course I decided to give them a chance. Those new games were undoubtedly well made and I had a decent amount of fun with them, but I had the same problem. It was just not clicking with me. It's like I feel the potential, but there is just something missing. They released 3 games. I played the first 2 and said, you know what, I think I had enough of Hitman, so let me pass on the third one. I think I'm good. But then IO Interactive said, you know what, how about we take all maps from this entire Hitman trilogy, all tools, all weapons, put this all in one game and pair it with a new roguelike game mode that will uncover the full potential that this series had. So they did it, and what we got is the best sandbox Hitman experience you could ask for. Now let's get into the G's, shall we? I'm of course gonna be talking about Hitman Freelancer, which is a brand new for the series roguelike mod. You know how in your typical Hitman campaigns each mission has a target or multiple targets that you have to kill? Sometimes there is a scripted events that you could do to get rid of them, but most of the time you have to figure out how to simply take them out. Poison their food, shoot them from far away, get your target in a room with just you two and introduce them to your favorite fetish.
I'm over here stroking my dick.
All that is cool, however, when you replay missions, it's not as exciting anymore. It's always the same storyline with same targets who always hang around same areas. Overall, it just feels like a waste, because you have those large maps with hundreds of NPCs and all of them are doing different stuff, located in different areas, they have different weapons or guards around them, and yet in Hitman story missions you most likely won't interact with many parts of the map and NPCs. So IO Interactive went, you know what, how about we take those large areas and choose your targets randomly across all NPCs that are on the map. That is essentially how Freelancer works. You start your campaign in a warehouse. That's where you plan your shenanigans and keep your gear. There is a limited amount of gear you can bring with yourself to a mission, and everything you get during the campaign you can bring back to your base. You start off by choosing which syndicate you want to go after. All of them have different side challenges associated with them. If you complete them, you will have more money that you can spend on equipment. After you choose who you want to go after, you have to complete from 3 to 6 missions, eliminating syndicate members. And after you are done with those lower rank losers, you go after the boss. And those missions work a bit differently from others. We'll get to them in a second. So you chose who you want to go after and start the mission on one of the random maps you got. Now it's time to show those motherfuckers how to hit men and women. You start in a completely random location and now you can go after your targets in this place. Sometimes it could be one person, sometimes 2 or even 3. Let me talk about something I absolutely love about this game mode that I haven't mentioned yet. And it's the fact that Freelancer actually has stakes. You know how in regular story missions it's very easy to just save scum and just play it safe, but even if you don't want to do it and you actually decide to create a bigger challenge for yourself, when you lose you will simply restart that level and try again. If you die in Freelancer mode, you lose the entire campaign, along with all the gear you had on you and part of the money you earned throughout the whole campaign, and you cannot save your game mid-mission. That incentivizes the player to actually think about strategy, how to use your surroundings to your advantage, how to kill targets with minimal risk, how to prepare a backup plan in case everything goes to shit. Playing this mode is genuinely the closest professional assassin experience I've ever had in a video game. Jumping on people from rooftops and killing them with a hidden blade? Get out of here with that bullshit. I want to panic when I get caught by a guard and desperately throw newspaper in his face in the bathroom. The stakes of this mod is what elevates it to another level for me. There is no roguelite bullshit when the game just gets easier the more you play it. You always have a chance to slip up and ruin an entire campaign because of one mistake you made. So your strategy and precision is always rewarded, and it feels very satisfying to pull off a clean mission. The only constant between your runs is the stuff you brought to your warehouse, because if you failed your run, gear that you left in the safety of your base will stay untouched, which is fair and makes sense. It's not like all those weapons and tools will give you a lot of advantage. There is a certain progression in this mod to reward you a bit for your runs. The more your Freelancer level goes up, the more parts of your warehouse can be unlocked and customized. Maybe you need a little motivational poster to cheer you up after a failed campaign, or maybe you want to dress up according to how you feel internally. That is a nice little touch that lets players see how far they progressed. So, back to the actual gameplay. Freelancer adds a bunch of new things to missions that are not present in the standard game. There are new things and unique NPCs you now can find that could be quite helpful, like a box with random items or mercies, this game mode's currency, NPC that sells illegal tools and weapons, that is the main way for you to spend your money. There are also a bunch of ways for you to earn mercies. Sometimes missions will have a courier that you can either kill or knock out. Those NPCs are not your targets, but they carry some cash. Also saves, you could unlock them by using your camera and scanning props nearby to get the code, and it took me embarrassingly long to figure out that you can use Assassin's Vision to fight them faster. Or you can just blow this bitch up and get your bans. I mentioned earlier that there are certain challenges that depend on which syndicate type you choose. It's usually something like get a collateral kill or poison your target, stuff like that. You can also choose a big challenge before each mission. Those will bring you a bunch of money and they can be quite difficult sometimes, like completing an entire mission without alerting anyone and without changing your disguise. Alright, let's say you successfully killed all those syndicate members. Now it's time for you to face their leader. Those missions will be different from regular ones. Instead of going after a target that you know about from the start, you have to figure out who is the real leader out of multiple suspects, using information provided to you from briefing. Those missions are the biggest challenges in every campaign, because not only you have to make sure you are killing the right person, because if you make a mistake, the real target is going to try and escape, which will fail the mission, but you also have to deal with lookout NPCs, who are going to try and spot you, as well as assassins, who are professionally trained killers just like you, and if you alert them, they can straight up kill you in one shot. Those final showdowns are incredibly well done and feel very climactic, as they should, because they are essentially boss fights of this mode. I think one of the most underrated parts about Hitman games is how genuinely goofy they can be at times. I know that the series has a very serious tone overall, but throwing ducks at people while dressed as a clown just hits different. In Freelancer, due to your inability to save, you will end up in the stupidest situations and the most bizarre sequences of events. Okay, that's great. My target is literally in the biggest fucking crowd. Lady, can you please go somewhere? Okay, she's taking a selfie. Okay, that's great. Are we done? Can you please leave? Okay, where are we going now? Shopping. Okay, great. We are just looking at merch now. What the fuck? Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna shoot you. Okay, that's gonna hit the wall. How many more fucking selfies are you going to make, lady, please? Okay, that's perfect. Clean.
Excellent work, 47.
Okay, so it turns out I killed a random guy and failed like every mission. Awesome. In my opinion, Freelancer is the ultimate Hitman experience that takes everything good about the series and encourages even more creative approach and strategizing, which creates the most interesting scenarios and an awesome gameplay loop that doesn't get boring or repetitive. I would recommend all of you to play this game, but IO Interactive apparently don't want anyone to know how to purchase this game because the way they sell it might be the stupidest shit I've ever seen. First of all, they removed all Hitman games from the store and combined them into one game. I'm not sure if that was necessary, but now that's the only way for you to play the new Hitman games. And then they sell World of Assassination Part 1, which costs the least, and it does not include Freelancer mode, so that is not what you want to buy. You need the standard version. There is also a deluxe version, definitely no need to touch that. Anyway, I hope I got at least some of you excited to try the game out, and if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to this channel if you want to see more video game nonsense by me.